Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know it doesn't work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods this morning. Here we are, 43 days, 12 hours, 1 minute, and 20 seconds away from kickoff, and 1 day away from our team headed into Oxnard. It's here. The 2019 team is ready to start working out. Now, let's hopefully have a great training camp. Let's hope that we don't have any injuries. Let's hope that we don't have any off field drama. We already know that Alan Hearns was released yesterday. The Cowboys went to him and said, "Hey, we want you to take a pay cut." He said, "You know what? I'd rather go ahead and test the market." And I hope he does well. One of the places that, definitely can use some more receivers who tried to get a Cowboy receiver last year would be the Baltimore Ravens. So that might be a good fit for them, and I hope that he can find a team to get him signed and that he can make a whole lot of money. But here's what's amazing, and I don't think most people realize what the Dallas Cowboys have actually done. The Dallas Cowboys have completely rebuilt this team without anybody really noticing. When you think about like the New York Giants, that 2016 they beat us twice, made the playoffs, and the last 2 years they've just been abysmal. You know, high first round picks the last 2 years, and you look at that team, you don't see that team and think that that team is going to be any good this year. They still are dealing with Eli Manning. They still have problems with the offensive line, their defense. They are. You just look at that team and you say they need a lot of help. Now it may be that it surprises us and they go from worst to first, but right now when you look at that team, they got a lot of work to do. You look at a team like the Redskins that have been trying to turn the roster over, it seems like, since the 90s, but haven't really quite been there. They've been, good enough to win a few games, but not bad enough to really re. Well, actually, they have been bad enough, but they just have not been able to. Or the Cleveland Browns. I want you to think about the 2014 team because that team was as close as we came to having a Super Bowl team since the 90s. And we were a bad call away from, and as the official who made the call says, that Cowboy fans can't get over it. Yeah, because you stole from me. But you looked at that team. That team was a great team. You had a great offensive line. The defense was getting better from being abysmal the year before. You had, Des Bryant having a career year, being an All-Pro. You had Tony Romo having a great season. Jason Witten. That team was a really good team and should have had the opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl, or at least to have lived another game if it weren't for an official call. But since that time, this is a totally different team. And the amazing thing is, we went from that team to this team without having a losing record after 2015. We had one down year, and pretty much over the course of the last 3 years, making the playoffs twice and three winning seasons, have turned over the roster. I don't know if you guys have realized that because this team is young and experienced. And one of the reasons why I believe that this team has the opportunity to challenge for a Super Bowl, because they are young, they are healthy, they're hungry, and they got a lot of playing time. Our rookie class last year had over 3,400 snaps. Our rookie class. Think about this. That 2014 team. Here's our receiving leaders, or excuse me, everybody that got a rush or a pass play last year. DeMarco Murray, gone. Joseph Randall, in jail. Lance Dunbar, gone. Tony Romo, in the booth. Brandon Whedon, I think he might still be a backup someplace. Dwayne Harris, God. Des Bryant, trying to get back in football. Jason Witten, that's the first one that's still here. Cole Beasley, gone to Buffalo. Terrence Williams, Gavin Escobar, James Hanna, Devin Street, and Tyler Cutts. One player that either caught a ball or rushed the football from that 2014 team. on our defense. Think about this: Barry Church, Rolando McClain, J.J. Wilcox, Anthony Hitchens, Bruce Carter, Orlando Scandrick, Brandon Carr, Sterling Moore, Justin Durant, and Jeremy Mincy. And we finally get to Tyrone Crawford. That's two players. George Selvey, one of my favorites. I love George Selvey. He was a great guy. Nick Hayden, Jeff Heath. That's three of us. Kyle Wilbur, Anthony Spencer, C.J. Spillman, Terrell McLean, Harry Milton, and Dwayne Harris. And DeMarcus Lawrence. Cameron Lawrence, of course, is gone. Taylor Paymon. Somebody just signed Taylor, I believe. James Hanna, Joseph Randall, Jack Crawford, Tony Romo, Keith Smith, Morris Claiborne, DeMarco Murray. Now, of course, we still have LP Lossaman. We still have Tyron Smith. We have Travis Frederick and Zach Martin. But that's only 8 guys. 8 guys from that 2014 team are still left in the Dallas Cowboys. And that's where you've got to say and look at the Dallas Cowboys organization and say, hats off to you guys, because you have one of the most talented rosters in football. And you did it with only one bad season there. Now, we'll see what happens with this team this year, but you can't argue with what the talent that the Dallas Cowboys were able to put on the field. Now, the other part I also put in there too is the coaching staff has pretty much changed over. You know, you look at Scott Linehan now being gone. You basically are looking at Rod Marnelli, who was hired in 2013, being one of the holdovers. You look, of course, as Jason Garrett being, of course, one of the holdovers. But you've seen new talent, new blood that's come in there as well with Chris Richard. And you can't argue with Chris Richard. Oh, my God, his resume. So this team quietly has evolved into the 2019 one. We'll see if we can take all of these pieces that we have, all this young talent, all of this hype that at least us Cowboy fans have, and make it something special. I look at it and say, compared to that 2014 team, that offensive line was incredible. But I think that this offensive line has an opportunity to get close, if not as good as that one was. We've got depth for the first time. Running back wise, I'll take Zeke Elliott over DeMarco Murray anytime, and now we're adding a Tony Parker. Wide receivers, I think you're going to see Michael Gallup galloping down the field with that football. I think he's going to become a big deep threat. I think Amari Cooper is going to at least be on the level he was last year, and I think Randall Cobb adds a little X factor to us. So I look at that and say we've got a better receiving core. Quarterback-wise, the jury's out. He's a different type of quarterback than what we have with Tony Romo. We don't have to worry about him as much taking a hit, but he's more disciplined in his route and things. He's not going to do the Tony Romos a lot, where Tony Romo is scrambling and running around and trying to find a man. He is more of the precision timing route guy. We'll see how well that works, but he's got that extra dimension of he can run when he has to. Doesn't like to, but he can. And our defense is night and day better than the 2014 defense, with one exception, and that's taking the football away. And that may be the biggest thing, that if we can turn around this year, if we can get that ball taken away, then this team is a better team than what we had in 2014. You may think I'm crazy, and that may be the case. These are my opinions and my thoughts. I honestly believe that this roster and this team is better than what we had in 2014. And now it's a matter of the coaches and the players all getting on the same page and getting on a mission. We need some luck. We need a ball to bounce our way. We need a couple of calls to not go against us. And we need health. You put that together, you got a chance. And in football, that's all you want, is a chance. I'm excited. I hope you guys are. Thanks to everybody last night. We ended up doing a live stream with Cowboys Experience. We had Law Nation in there. We had Big Game James kind of doing a training camp preview and stuff. Didn't really announce it too much, but shout out to everybody who did come in and watch and was part of it. So if you want to, definitely check that out. And if you are interested in joining us, the Redskin game, we are going to be doing a huge tailgate with Cowboys Experience. I know West Coast Cowboys going to be there. I know Solar's talking about coming there. Starboy may be coming there and performing. We may have former players, former cheerleaders, and we're going to have a party. So if you're interested, check out Cowboys Experience. Tell Barry that Joe Boo Sports sent you, and maybe we'll see you there. And we'll be there week 1 against the New York Giants. I'm Mark Holmes, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you soon.